Hello, once again. Welcome to Divine Invocations. And this deck is the Gods and Goddesses deck that I'm using right now. Calling in all the divine spirits. Help us read, interpret, and understand the messages for today. You might want to like, share, and subscribe if you like my work. Don't worry if it does not resonate with you, because what we think is not resonating with us could actually be more resonating with us. Trust me. Because life is not just living, it's about experience. So understand the simple fact that we are in this journey called life, and in the process of journeying this life we accumulate experiences, and at times there are experiences that we've already had in life but we are not able to relate to it. Let's move further into this. Let's dive in. All right, the first card that we have is Lord Kapila, the knower of matter and spirit. Very interesting card, the first one. Second is Varuna, the lord of the seas. Next is Chandra, the moon god. All right. Now let's go ahead and talk about the cards, but first let's invoke their divine spirit. Let's chant the mantra for Lord Kapila. Param Pradhanam Purusham Mahantam Kalam Kavim Trivritam Lokapalam Atman Nu Bhutyanugata Prapancham Swachanda Saktim Kapilam Prapadye. This means I take refuge in Lord Kapila, the fully independent, powerful, and transcendental Lord. He is the master of the sum total of the matter and the element of time. He is identical to the universe both because he is all pervading and because he is its cause. Blessings we receive is scientific knowledge, power of discrimination, divine understanding and liberation, and knowledge and mastery of material elements. Now, when we focus on the energy or divine being called Lord Kapila, we are actually relating to our own spirit to a level that we can actually attain some form of transcendence. Now, this simply means the total of all matter and element of time. He is the master of it. Now, before we talk about matter and space and time, we need to understand the essential element to keep in mind is spirit, because we are living in spirit. You might want to say that we are living in body and mind. Yes, definitely. But without the spirit, there is no body and mind. So our consciousness within this body is defined by certain key elements. All right. Now, consciousness is basically pure form of spirit, you can say. In fact, spirit is a purer form of consciousness. Now, when we talk about Lord Kapila, we are focusing on our own body mind consciousness and the element of time. The passage of time is something which is linear, it's in one direction, it's always forward moving. There is no backward movement in time, right? And people say there are time machines and stuff like that, but yes, through definite forms of yoga, you can achieve states in which you can reduce yourself to an atom, you can increase your size to the scale of the universe. Sounds impossible, but yes, there are yoga sutras which talks about your submission to the divine to that level in which you attain a very very big size, like you can scale the universe, or you are reducing yourself to a size of an atom. Now, why are these things said or mentioned in different sutras? It's because it is something which was achieved by people through mantric vibrations. There are certain possibilities of creating your own conscious being, because the moment you start chanting or moment you start moving towards your spirit, you are creating forms. That's the left side of your brain, the visual cortex. Now, visual cortex becomes more active when you close your eyes, your mind submits to your own divinity, and you start manifesting. In the process of doing it, you will have visualizations. Now, visualizations is something that you do not need to be horrified or worried about, because if your manifestation is strong, it will help you achieve your goal. So, this image, this picture of Lord Kapila is indicative that we need to submit to that divine force which will help us with gaining more scientific knowledge and help us in divine understanding and liberation. So, he is one of the key elements which will help us achieve divine blessings. Now, the next card is Varuna, the Lord of the Seas. The mantra is Varunaya Namaste Stu Jalavasa Haripriya Yadunatha Raseshana Kalyanam Dehi Mesada. I bow down to Varuna, who lives in the oceans, is Lord over the aquatic creatures, the deity of all liquids. May he ever bring us auspiciousness. Blessings we receive is navigation of the seas, success in fishing, forgiveness for transgressions, increase in love between man and woman. Now he's the god of the seas. Very symbolic meaning because, like we mentioned, sea is consciousness. Consciousness is divine, and that divinity can help us achieve a proper divine connection with our with our spouse. All right. Now this will help us improve our ties and relationships with our partner, and this is also giving us success in fishing and forgiveness for transgressions. So understand that when we know the movement of spirit is happening consistently within the mind body consciousness, we are moving towards something more divine when we achieve a state of tranquility. And seas is known for its silence and known for its tides and storms as well. But understand the simple fact that when we are achieving the state of connecting with Lord Varuna, we are achieving the state of fluidity in our mind, because sea is water, water is fluid. So when we achieve that fluidity in our mind, we will be able to calmly deal with situations without challenges, and we will be able to gain more respect automatically, because our consciousness is the divine movement which is happening in the mind, which is the guiding light of all knowledge. Next is Chandra, the moon god. Let's invoke his presence by this mantra. Dadhi Shankha Tusharabham Shirodharnava Sambhavam Namami Shashinam Somam Sambhur Mukuta Bhushanam. This means salutations to the moon god who adorns Lord Shiva's crown. His complexion is the color of the curd, conch shells, and snow. Born of the ocean of milk, he is the bestower of nectar of immortality. Very beautiful card, very symbolic. Now, as per the normal tarot, moon is something which is about deception, slow moving, and silent form of an energy. But when we talk about Chandra in this card, in this deck, which is the gods and goddess deck, it's very symbolic. The reason being, Chandra is about tranquility. Tranquility means calmness. Calmness is serenity. So it is very obvious when you move towards your spiritual ascent, you will achieve the tranquility of the seas. You will be able to get connectivity with the correct sort of people. Your consciousness is moving towards a more diviner state, which is of serenity and complete calmness. So when we worship Lord Chandra, the blessings we receive is purification of the blood, nourishment of the crops, subduing mental ills and anxieties, overcoming pessimism and madness. So understand that the mind relates to the moon. Moon relates to calmness. There are two sides of the same coin. One side is the sun, which is highly dominant, taking control, wanting to exercise the fire element, right? When the other side of the coin, we talk about the moon, which is the tranquil side of us, which is our other side. So if you are thinking about the divine feminine or masculine, you're correct. If you're thinking about the twin flame, it is correct. It is one side of you which is not visible to your persona. It is hidden, not just because it was supposed to be, it is hidden because our movement of consciousness has made certain things visible and open to experiences. At the same time, there are certain things which we have brought to our conscious states which are to be subdued or suppressed. So, when the moon element is active in our spirit, body, and mind consciousness, what happens is we are able to connect with our more serene, more diviner side of us. So, I'm sure the message is very clear. There is a great higher call to connect with our spirit, and which will help us achieve the state of calmness of the seas, which will in turn be very tranquil for our spiritual growth as well as growth in this materialistic world. All right, that's the divine messages for today. God bless you.